Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the first weekly update here at the Footie Femme Fatale podcast. My name is Tammy and I'm gonna talk you through what's been happening in women's football here in Europe. So let's get going. Turn the volume on for a women's football show. You're listening to Footie Femme Fatale, a women's football podcast. A women's football podcast, yes, indeed. What are we going to talk about this week? So, last week we released our monthly update, and then a month before that, we released our first introduction. Now, hopefully, when you're listening to this or watching this, we'll have more updates for you every week. And this is the first weekly update. So, a weekly update's just me talking about women's football in Europe. But it's mostly just an update of what's happening. So it's going to be quick, it's going to be short. Hopefully you'll have time to listen to it on a weekly basis. So, I kind of want to talk about the sections. There's not a lot because it's short and sweet. So the first one is the Footie Matches of the week. So we have the Footie Matches of the month, like we did previously, but now we're going to talk about them on a weekly basis. So which matches were actually, very important to talk about, or which matches happened that was, worth a spotlight. So the next section would be on the spot. So on the spot meaning one of the particular stories that occurred this week that I want to mention quickly in my weekly update. And then the off-pitch antics, which you also recognize from the monthly updates. This is more of the diversity, equity, and inclusion part where we discuss anything that happened outside of the pitch. So outside of the field, outside of the matches, something that's worth mentioning throughout. And then lastly, obviously, we'll have a look forward to the next week and anything that's happening in between those days. So let's just go to the Footie Matches of the week. So most competitions here in Europe, mostly the regular league continued, but there's also a lot of cup news. So I'm just going to quickly mention some of the cup news and stuff that happened over the past week or two. So in the German Cup, unfortunately, there was a bit of a big upset. I think last time we mentioned that Olympique Lyon was out of the French Cup, and now the reigning champion in the German Cup, and by reigning, I mean 10 years of domination, Wolfsburg is out of the cup as well. So they lost 1-0 against Hoffenheim. So it's a very big upset. It's not something that was expected, but at the same time, it probably was due for them to lose at some point. That was a 10-year streak down the drain. We're going to have a new German Cup winner. So who's it going to be? Let's see. In the Dutch Cup then, Ajax lost to Twente. They actually met fairly early in the competition or the tournament. That's a pity because there are smaller teams also still left in the Dutch Cup with all due respect. So Ajax is out and Twente is through to the next round. The Spanish Cup then, nothing really happened there out of the ordinary. Real Madrid and Barcelona both are through to the semifinals. Similarly, in Italy, the cup there also, Juventus and Roma are ahead after the first match. So they're going to go back again and do the second match. Nothing much happening there. So that's it for the cup news, or actually that's it for the Footie Matches of the week. Moving on to On the Spot. So in the On the Spot section, we discuss who we want to put a spotlight on. And we actually mentioned her in the previous episode, Khadija Shaw, or Bunny Shaw. So she was finally back after a match that she missed because of mental reasons. The mental reasons being she was taking it hard from the racial comments that she received online. And she basically said, I'm going to choose me and I'm not gonna play. So she is back now. She came back 2 weeks ago, and now recently she also played. And this time she made a statement with the Black Power movement, or the statement with the arm up in the air. So that was very powerful. That message and the Instagram post around it that she was doing the movement was shared with a lot of international players as well. So that's really a testament to show that, there's a real sisterhood when it comes to women's football. It's not a rivalry. It can be on the pitch, but then off the pitch and stuff like this that happens. I feel like the athletes are all, in this together. So it's really nice to see that, everybody is behind Bunny Shaw. So that was on the spot. She won with her team, Manchester City, against Liverpool 4-0, and she's actually scored twice. So, she's back mentally, but also physically, she's still on a high. So very, very impressive. So I just wanted to give her the spotlight of this week's edition. Off-pitch news. So a lot has happened, actually. Last time we spoke with Kyra, we were discussing Sam Kerr, that the trial has started, or actually that was about to finish, involving her and her girlfriend, or actually her partner. Actually her fiance, I think. That they were in a cab and they felt unsafe, and they, were so upset and thought that the cab driver was going to do something to them. So they tried to force open a window. Eventually, they had to go into go to the police station, and that's where Sam Kerr said to one of the police men that he's white and ignorant, or no, let me see if I'm saying this correctly, stupid and white, and meaning they felt like they were being racist, that they were discriminated against. Sam Kerr is from indigenous descent, so she's Australian, but she's from indigenous descent, and so she felt very much not heard, basically. So she did say that. She regretted saying it. At the same time, not that it's an excuse, they were also intoxicated with alcohol. So, as we all know, when you drink alcohol, you might say things that you actually don't mean. So the court ruled her not guilty. So that's actually really good news. And Sam Kerr will hopefully be back on the pitch soon, now that this is behind her. She is recovering from an ACL injury, as we all know, which we'll probably have to talk about sooner rather than later, about this infamous injury that she had last January, so not this year, but the year before that. She is already back on the training field, so hopefully she can play for Chelsea and Australia again soon. So hopefully that will happen. So speaking of trials, we also mentioned it last time, that the trial, Jenni Hermoso, and also Luis Rubiales was going on. So the famous kiss that he did, he kissed her during the World Cup ceremony when they received their medals. This is just in. So in case you're wondering, this podcast is released on Friday, but yesterday this happened, and Luis Rubiales will be fined a €10,000 fine, so he has to pay that. He also has to pay Jenni Hermoso about 3K, and then also he cannot be around Jenni Hermoso for 200 meters, within 200 meters, and then also they cannot communicate for a year at least. So the prosecutors, in this case Jenni Hermoso, they wanted actually a prison sentence. That didn't happen. I'm not sure if they're gonna, file for a higher thing. you know what I mean. Anyway, so that happened. Interesting how this story evolved. Hopefully, this will give Jenni Hermoso some sort of peace. And yeah, not too much to worry about anymore, because this has been going on for a year, longer than a year and a half. Over to more positive off-pitch news. I say positive, but it's actually a very sad cause. I've been noticing a lot of awareness around cancer. In particular, Beth Mead, who lost her mom to cancer, she is doing a campaign with a public health, a public health campaign, which helps to eliminate this cervical cancer by 2040. So they want to, actively make women aware of this type of cancer. And Beth Mead is basically the front face of this. So this is really nice to see how she is now involved. And she also said that her mom wanted her to be, this was something that her mom probably wanted her to do as well. So very nice. Speaking of doing nice things, in light of also International Childhood Cancer Day, Barcelona's biggest player, Aitana Bonmatí, she also started an initiative to, make more awareness of the childhood cancer diseases that are amongst us. And she actually said, I believe athletes have a special power, which is more rewarding than playing football. So she really wants to use her power, or her, her famousness, is that a word? To help these children. Barcelona also did a match that day, which was the 15th of Feb, where the children, always the children when they go out on the field, they were all cancer patients. So that was really cute and nice to see as well. So really, really, really good for Bonmatí, but also for Barcelona. It really shines a light of, this going beyond football. So, that was the off-pitch news. All right, coming up. What is coming up? So today it's Friday, the 21st of February, and the Nations League are going to start today. So if you're watching this video, hopefully tune on your TV because we're going to watch. There's a lot of Nation League games happening. Me, myself, and Kyra, we are going to visit Netherlands, Germany in Breda. So hopefully we'll have something to say about that next time we meet. Other games to watch, I'm just naming a few here. So Spain versus Belgium, France versus Norway. That's an interesting one because France captain is Wendy Renard, who is also the captain in Olympique Lyon. But one of the strikers of Lyon, Ada Hegerberg, is now appointed captain of the Norwegian team. So that's going to be an Olympique Lyon captain match, which I'm always excited about. Then, last but not least, groups B and C will also have plenty of matches going on. So I'm not going to name all of them, but this is coming up in the next week. So this week, next week as well. So the international window, and then, we'll be back to all of the local leagues. That's pretty much it. So much has happened. I feel like every week something happens. I have to be on top of it. If you want to follow us, do so on YouTube at Footie Femme Fatale, on Instagram at Footie Femme Fatale. Obviously, also you can follow us on Spotify if you're listening to this on Spotify. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Bye. Footie Femme Fatale, Women's Football Podcast. Hold on. And if you're actually at the match, Netherlands versus Germany, I will hold up this sign. I don't know if you can see it properly, which translates, I will say it in Dutch for our listeners. It says ook naar Zwitserland, which means, are you also going to Switzerland? And then on the back, I will flaunt, let's connect at Footie Femme Fatale. So if I see you in Breda, just come say hi. Follow us, obviously, if you're already following us. Hey, I'm a real person. So is Kyra, who is with me. So yeah, I'll hopefully see you there. Bye. Doei. Hup, Holland.